Hey, hi, and welcome to the Green Vegan Grandma channel. I am not a grandma, but I'm old enough to be one. I'm definitely green and vegan, and I do care about the future. Even though I don't have kids or grandkids, I care about what is happening and what it's going to be like. And I want to, like, karmically return in perhaps, and visit in another life form. And it concerns me what's going on here, and not just for the humans, but also for all the beautiful creatures of the earth, right? We all deserve the right to live on a planet that hasn't been destroyed. So even if you don't believe in climate change, we still should be responsible adults and like clean up our mess and not make a mess in the first place would be a good thing to do. So today I'd like to talk about the Green New Deal. It's lots of people talking about the Green New Deal. Some beautiful young folks talked to Dianne Feinstein about the Green New Deal and didn't get very far, didn't really get the kind of respect that I think they deserve. And I've been an activist for a long time, and I've gone back and forth between, well, if we just all got together, we could take the responsibility and make the change, to, oh no, you know what, we really need to lobby governments and get inside corporations and somehow make change, right? From like big change has to happen. And now I'm at a place, I guess, where, after all these decades, we need both. And really, I don't have a lot of power to change other people, but I can change myself. So there are certain things that we can do. So I invite you to participate in your own personal Green New Deal. Let's make a Green New Deal. First thing we can do is when you wake up in the morning and you're craving your coffee, give yourself a little break and see if you can do without it, and maybe try tea or hot lemon water or something instead, because coffee, I don't know, it's the best thing to just kind of pour it into your system right away. And then secondly, what kind of tea or coffee are you engaging with? Like, is it fair trade? Is it organic? The people who grow those beans, what would they be growing on their earth if they weren't growing beans for export for this massive addiction that is the only addiction that I know of where you can say you're addicted to something and people don't try to rehabilitate you? Who are these people that are growing these beans and nurturing this land, and where is it all coming from? So fair trade is a good place to start investigating. Also organic. If there's a lot of chemicals being used to mass produce a crop for export, I'm not sure that's really the best thing that we could do as responsible citizens of the earth either. And then the second thing we can do is carry a mug. This is my tea mug. I keep this one for tea especially because coffee's a different substance. I don't drink a lot of coffee, but when I do, I like to bring this mug to the coffee shop. I like this one. I got it, I think, in like the 90s in Austin, Texas, and I haven't really seen one like this, although I'm sure they exist. You can put it on your belt loop if you're going hiking. It's got a nice lid. It's not huge, but it's it's good enough. And so get yourself a mug or two. Chuck one in your backpack. Put another one in your car if you have a car. Make sure you always have your mug with you, because those disposable cups are using up huge amounts of resources. I did a little search, and so in the UK, people go through 7 million disposable cups a day, and in the US, 400 million a day. So I don't know where you're from, but I'm sure where I'm from, there's a lot of that going on too. I see them everywhere. It's just everywhere. It's shocking. So in the US, let's take that as an example. That's 58 billion cups a year are going, who knows where they go. But what it takes to make those cups is 20 million trees every year, 15 billion gallons of water, and enough energy to power 54,000 homes for a year. This is the information that I got from a source that I trust, which is One Green Planet. And also those paper cups are lined with plastic polyethylene, and so that binds to the paper to make that, waterproofing thing. So imagine how hard that is to break down. And all these little bits of plastic and toxic chemicals are in where? The water, the ocean, the big plastic islands that are floating around. We don't need to do it. It's a simple thing. We can all make that change, and it's a status symbol, you know. No, it's not like a government legislation or something that is going to profoundly change everything, but you can go to a rally like on March 15th, the big climate rally coming up, with your mug, and it's a statement. You're saying, like, I care enough to think about not only what I'm drinking, but how I'm drinking it. And the third thing that brings me to, in this trifecta of Green New Deal that personalized for our own purposes, empowering all of us, is to don't add dairy. You know, I don't know what you're drinking in here, but if you do need to add something, maybe try something that's not dairy. Dairy is scary. There's great videos out there about dairy. Lots of information. You know, if you haven't made the connection in your brain yet, these mammalian bodies make milk when we have a baby. Now, I don't have a baby, but I can imagine what it's like to go through 9 months of pregnancy, as cows do, after they're put in what they call a rape rack, and they're forcefully impregnated. They carry their baby lovingly, as all mothers do. They give birth, and next thing you know, gotta get the milk, so baby's gotta go. Like, imagine if you just gave birth and immediately your baby is taken away from you. I can't imagine what that would be like. That would be horrible. And these cows, they cry and they scream. The mothers, apparently the sound is absolutely horrifying. I have a friend who lived on a farm growing up, and she said she still hears that sound. She's now off dairy, and it's really helping her arthritis, by the way. So there are personal reasons why dairy is a good thing to give up. Your skin will clear up. You won't get all those growth hormones. Dairy is meant to grow a baby into an adult. Now, if you were a baby cow, you'd be getting a growth hormone from milk that would turn you from a small animal into a 2,000-pound animal, like, quickly, right? So you can survive before the predators get you. But you're not a baby cow. You don't need that milk. There's a lot of misinformation, lots of ways of getting calcium. Try some of the nut milks. There's cashew milk, almond milk. Imagine how many orchards we could grow. Soybeans, rice milk. There's so much different milk. How much alternative plant-based milks we could produce on the land that it takes to feed and grow one single cow. Like, a lot of land and resources goes into animal production. So, coming to the end of this video, that's 3 things you can do. Drink fair trade organic coffee if you must drink coffee. Put it in a mug that you carry, and put some non-dairy creamer in it if you must use a creamer of some sort. So that's what I have to empower you this week. Let's build our own Green New Deal. Let's take the power and just make the change. And while we're lobbying government, all right, see, March 15th is coming up. You want to have something to show that you're on board with the kids and the grandkids who are freaking out about what kind of planet they're going to be inheriting. Subscribe if you'd like, and I'll be back in another week. Thank you for listening, and I'll chat with you next week.